Hello and welcome to the VCR podcast with me, Mike Trower. I'm here to help you on your video journey, giving you information, tips, advice and coaching to help push your video content to help grow your business. And today we're going to be talking about bullies, online bullies and trolls, because these are people which will be poking their head up while you're growing online. Okay, so honestly, trolls, online trolls and online bullies, they're not nice people. Unfortunately, the more we grow, the more we're seen. The more customers see us, but the more trolls see us too. We don't have to say anything bad for trolls to say anything to us, because they're just out there ready to kick up a storm, kick up a fuss about anything that we say. It's usually something we say which we've achieved in life, which is what triggers them, and they will retaliate with hate and jealousy towards us. If we don't do anything good for ourselves in life, if we just sit back and do nothing, we won't get any bullies or trolls. It's when we are trying to be successful, it's when we're trying to grow, it's when we're trying to create a life for ourselves, it's when we're an expert at what we do and we are a somebody in our community. That's when the trolls start to pick up stuff, and they start to feel a little bit like they need to give us a little bit of shit. I always try to remember that it's not me they've got a problem with. It's an issue that they've got themselves, which needs a little bit of healing. So when I see a bully or a troll, and like back when I was in school, I was in secondary school, and I was bullied in school. Now, I was quite short. Well, I was very short. I was the second smallest kid in my year, and it was a big school. So we had, how many people in my year? 300, 400 people in my year, loads of different classes. And it wasn't people in my class that were bullying me or my form. It was people in other forms that were bullying me. So I didn't see them much at all. I wasn't in any of their classes. But still, in the playground, they took it upon themselves to make sure that it was me who they gave their attention to. I don't know why. I had nothing on them. I had nothing better than them. I had nothing that they should have been jealous of. There was nothing really going for me as to why I should have been bullied. But the case was that I was, and I took time off school because I didn't want to go to school. I didn't do well at school. I'm not putting it all down to bullying at all. I had, there's a part of me with dyslexia. There's a part of me with ADHD. And I struggle to learn things in a typical academic way. I've sat there with pen and paper at a desk with a teacher. It's difficult for me. But anyway, so when it comes to online trolls, people will say something to you. They'll comment something saying, they won't say, you're a this or you're a that. They'll say that they completely disagree with what you're saying. How can you... I'll give you an example, actually. So I spelt something wrong in a post that I put up. And it was about a promo video offer that I was putting out. It was £1,200. And she said, how can you charge £1,200 for your service if you can't even spell right? And I was like, well, number one, I'm very good at what I do with video. I am. So she would be missing out from having a good videographer work with her just because I spelt something wrong. Number two, I'm not a copywriter. I'm not a journalist. I don't do text. I'm not a writer. I'm not an author. I don't write. I don't pretend that I can spell. I don't make out that I can spell. I'm openly tell people that I have dyslexia. You know, I spell things wrong. I don't go back and edit them. I don't even proofread my own stuff because I say what I mean. If I went back to proofread stuff, I'd end up editing bits and pieces. I'd end up talking differently. If I got a copywriter, it wouldn't be coming from me. There's people, if you're willing to not work with somebody because they spelt something wrong, that's on you. That's not on me. So if you're worried about my spelling and you don't want to work with me because of that, then I don't want to work with you as a customer. If you're gonna pick at little things about me like that. So this says to me that she has an issue with people that spell things wrong. And that's probably because somebody has picked her up on spelling before and she's lost a big sale from it, or something has gone wrong because of spelling before. Maybe she had an English tutor when she was young and she struggled with English to the point where now everything has to be perfect. And that's on her. That's not on me. Now, she's not a horrible person for pulling up that I spelt something wrong. She could have sent me a message and said, oh, just to let you know that you spelt this word wrong. I didn't even go through the post to see what was wrong because it's not my, I wasn't bothered, I wasn't bothered that I spelt something wrong because my audience, those who really know me, knows that I'm dyslexic, knows that I've got ADHD, knows that academic words and stuff isn't my forte. Video is. I'm very creative, and I create good video and I'm good at editing. That's my skill set. I've never once pretended that I'm a good speller. So I always think that it's back on them. So what should our reply be to somebody who says something about what we're doing? So your reply needs to be something. So you're not going to say to them, for this example, I wouldn't reply to her and say, "Oh, thanks for letting me know. I'll do it now," or I wouldn't delete the comment either. But what I did say was, "Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'm sorry that this has triggered you." And then other people replied to them, saying, because she replied back to me saying, I can't see how anybody would want to work with you, with somebody that can't spell, and other replies. And other people in my audience then said, I would work with him. I have worked with him. I don't care that he can't spell. It's that sort of thing. People in your community who know, like, and trust you will always have your back when it comes to online bullies and trolls. They will see that they are bullies. They will understand that they are trolling you, that they are being nasty, and they won't give a crap what this person says. The only people who will back up a troll are more trolls. And if you can get them all to comment, if they all comment, just block them all. Get it done. So if one person, it's almost good to have a troll because then you can remove them from your email list. You can remove them from your social media platform. You can remove them from wherever you are. So you know that it's one less person who dislikes you, who is out of the way. So I say yes. Give me a line, Mr. Troll or Mrs. Troll or whoever you are, troll. Give me a little bit of hate so I can block you. And then I can show the world how kind I am to you back. So if somebody said to me, like in this situation, if somebody said, the camera keeps going blurry, you're a terrible videographer. And I would say because for those listening on the podcast, this is also a YouTube video. I would reply to them saying, I'm just delivering free content. Yes, I have a camera up, but I'm not producing video content for a client of mine. I'm literally making a podcast and I'm making a video to the podcast as well, so it's easier for people to consume. But I'm not creating any 4K footage. I'm not creating any a show reel for someone. It's just a simple video. It doesn't need to be picture perfect. So when you feel like you're growing to a point where people are starting to dislike you, or and this could even be family, when you're getting to a point where people are starting to disagree with what you're saying, It's absolutely fine for them to disagree. That doesn't make you any less of an expert. What they're saying isn't necessarily true. If they do bring something up which you think, oh yeah, maybe I should think about that. Like if somebody said, there's a dirty nappy in the corner of your room, how can you, then you can think, right, okay, yeah, fair enough. They're being a bit of an arse about it. But fair enough, I maybe need to check my background before I do a video. And then you're like, okay, thanks for bringing it to my attention. I'm sorry it's triggered you. We're not sorry. We're not going to change what we do. But if it's triggered them, we're sorry that it's triggered you. We're sorry not in the guilty way, but we're sorry in the nice way that, I'm sorry that's happened to you. I'm sorry that you're triggered by that. I'm not going to change it, though. There's nothing I feel I've done wrong. So thank you for bringing it to my attention. I disagree with you. You can now be blocked and bugger off. And that's how we deal with it. It's easy to block people on social media. So do not be afraid to do that. If they are in your email list as well, just have a little look over on your email list to see whether that name comes up on your email list. Because most of the time, after we reach a certain amount of followers on our emails or subscribers on our emails, we have to pay. So we literally have to pay for this person to be on our email list. It's only pence, but still, we don't want to have to pay to send these people emails that they're going to moan at because we spelt something wrong. So if you've been affected by trolls before, then let me know. Let me know how you've overcome it. It'd be really cool to know. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you want to watch the video version, you can jump over to YouTube and you can watch the video over there. If you've enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing. There's some links in the show notes and the description below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Take care.